Right, hello and welcome to another video, and today we are in this mine, which I'll put the dates down below because I've forgotten. That's professional and a good start. But there's lots to see in this one, including collapsed stopes, massive shafts, and some large ladders to climb as well. So there's plenty to see and do in this one. So we'll see you shortly, and I hope you enjoy the video. And that box on the right there, just in case you're wondering, it's just a polystyrene box. There is nothing in it, so it's just showing on camera. So see you shortly. Right, we're out of the water, and this is the first little bit that goes off to the right. Nobody seems to know where this goes. It's not shown on any plans I've got access to. So it could have gone a distance, or it could have been very short, but that's a very muddy hole collapse. And there's a, don't know what that is, not quite sure what that is, and a shovel there. So okay, come out of the arching, and you can see here the geology has changed. It's quite solid, and for most of the distance back in this mine it will stay quite solid like this. So some features coming up shortly. Right, we've caught up with Gary, and this is our first junction. There's some interesting stuff off to the right, so I'm going to go have a look at that. And random wheel just sitting there. So right, let's head that way. Okay, just around the corner, and if we look up, here's our first bit of stoping. So that would have been a natural fault in the rock, and there's a big level going off up there. So we might be going up there with the ladders in a second. But yeah, that's where the mineral would have been in the fault, and they removed it, leaving this big cavity. So interesting. Let's see if we can get up there. Right, I've just actually been informed that that goes back to the main drift, so we'll enter via that rather than climbing that. So okay. Okay, just a bit further, and you can see here some more workings, very pretty colours, and you can see the little black streamers from the vein as it goes through. And there's something going off there. I imagine that's just a little pocket, but look here, look at this nice little cavity which goes again up. That'll be the same workings. Yep, that goes through to literally where we just looked. So there we go, it's very pretty, and we've got several offshoots here, so we're going to try that one first. Okay, we're just nearing the end of one of the offshoots, and we're presented with this up, so I'm kneeling at the end so I don't fall down there. That's the last thing I want to do. That goes down to where we do not know. There is a lower level, but I'm suspecting that's part of it because it's too far across, so not quite sure where that goes, but there you go. Okay, we're just coming out of that drift, and here's one of the big hazards in abandoned mines. This is quite pretty. Look at that. They put the deads, the rocks that don't have ore in, on top of this arch. So it looks like the arch was built to put the deads on. And here, got one of the hazards of abandoned mines, is what's known as a false floor. So we are likely standing on this here. So this would have been likely a wooden floor, which has since caved in. You've got the remains of an ore hopper on the right here, and yeah, you can see there as well, big cavity underneath where the floor has dropped away. Now you could be standing on that when it goes, so this is one of the deadly hazards of abandoned mines. Right, here we've got a second part of this collapsed floor. We've got ladders, and Gary's down there just having a nosy, but you can see beyond the level there has further collapses in, so it's not a nice place to be. Got an ore chute on the right there. Gary's just seeing if there's anything to see down there. I don't think there is, not sure. Moments later, here's Gary just trying to get into the other drift. Just be very careful in that one, it's a lot of very false floors. So I'm going to nosy, see if it goes anywhere. Too dodgy?
Too many across here as well. Oh, that's a long way.
Okay, we just come up that drift and we're entering what we believe to be the remains of a workshop. Some wooden timbers, yeah. Timbers usually wooden. I'm an idiot. Just going that way, which we'll look at in a second. What's down here? I can't remember from my last trip, which was quite a while ago. Oh yes, a little, looks like it trialled this way, but had no luck. So we're going to try that other drift just down here. Right, and just down here comes to a dead end. It looks like somebody's tried to dig that but failed. Oh, it's gone again, so oh well. Just a little further and I've got this cross vein going across. Gary's had a climb up there. He says it's once you get up those rocks there, it's slippy again, so not really nice. And over here, that is the vein that we looked up into from the main drift. So you couldn't just walk up there and go into the vein rather than having to climb it at the other end. Have a quick look in there. Yep, now in the vein, as you can see, it's narrow, and that's the drop down to the drift where we just were, and that's it. Go over to the other side. So there we go. Right, this is one of the lower levels, and quite interesting. Doesn't go too far, but in that time it does a lot of things. So I'm just going to work our way down and show you some of the interesting features down here. Okay, just a bit further down, and here's one of the big sumps on this level. I see that goes all the way down to the lower level, I do believe. And they go up as well. This is how people have SRT'd it in the past. There's something on the other side. I'm not sure if that's a structure or what. Wooden. So yeah, never noticed that before. Interesting. But what you can do is you can come around here. He says rather poshly, Georgia, and go down here where you find a Gary. You can see the other end. Alright, so here's the other end of the sump. Or the other entrance to the shaft, and see it goes way down. I'm not getting any closer. Somebody's been on the edge. They're nuts. And there's a level across there, and looking up there, you can see it goes way up. Well, there we go. So that's that. Just a bit further along, they've got some nice wooden props they've been using to hold back all the ditch heights above and coming in the arching, which is held up by iron nails driven in. Not often you see that. I usually got rails going across the iron nails, but here it is just iron nails, and it's quite narrow too in this section. So let us continue. Right, not much further on, and you come to this, which has been protected by a gate because it's rather precious and fragile. And as you can see, wow, look at that. Calcite steps. They are amazing. some mine pools here. This is formed by many years of calcite water dropping from the roof and depositing little bits of calcite around granules of sand or whatever. And here's some other formations. That one looks like a broken off stalagmite. Interesting. Okay, and here's all the barrel cores, which Gary was very enthusiastic to go through, so off here, Gary. And you can see he's having loads of fun. And my turn next. Here, there, and this. Wait, I'm gonna go. Right, just where Gary's standing there, that is the sump going down to the low level, way down there below. Did have an incident with some guys who went down to the low level via this route, pulled the ropes down behind them, and then there'd been a collapse at the front of the low level, so the water rose and they couldn't get out from the low level. So the mine rescue had to come and they dug away at the collapse enough to get the water down so they could get the guys safely out. Right, back on another offshoot of the main level, and here we have the underneath of a false floor. You can see what it's like underneath these false floors sometimes, and that is extremely loose. I imagine that was sitting on a wooden structure which is gone, and it's still managing to hold itself in place, which is absolutely amazing. And I love this arch here. It's nice. If you go through here, got a nice wide space, so this suggests to me that the workings back here were originally quite large, because this is a passing place, and you don't invest time and money on building a passing place unless there's a large amount of ore coming up from somewhere. And here we got a grill to stop you falling down. This thing here, I think I can hear water down there. There it is. And as we come to the end, here, this one, we got some workings. Now, that one has been bricked up there in the arch. Weird, don't know why it's like that, but it is. So, if any ideas, let me know. And I'll go and get you a peek around there. And I've just climbed up the other bit, and it just goes to a dead section there. You can see blast marks on the back of the wall there. And behind me, and then slowly around, I got some detritus on the top of the what we come up from. So, interesting little place. You'd think it would be larger because of the arch, but I think the passing place maybe to save that chute that goes down. I do not know. Okay, just another offshoot, and you can see here we've had looks like to be a fresh collapse. So that rock there is clean and unweathered. And there's somebody's put a little passage through it. But yeah, that seems to be recent. No, not completely sure, but it does lead into the start of Stopes here. And across here we've got the cross frame. It only goes just there where the collapses. That goes right across. It goes just up there as well. So, and the main stope is along there. Okay, what we've got ahead is a collapsed stope. So this was a large cavity going up and up and up, and the roof's come in. So it's filled the stope, but you can get up the side of it. So that's what I'm going to do now. There's Gary demonstrating climbing up the stope with his ladders as well. There we go. Right, Gary's just been up to have a look at that level, so this is him climbing back down. He's a braver man than me. He got the footage for us. There we go. He's coming down. Right, slightly out of breath because I've just come down the other side of that collapse. Welcome to a little chamber of horrors. There are little places you can go down there, but they don't go anywhere. Just there's an arch, but I have been in there and it's just collapsed just inside, so I'm not going there today. I got this little bundle of joy to navigate. So not far, but there we go. And I'll meet you at the end there. Right, here at the end we have a bloody great big raise going up into workings with calcite formation on the ceiling. There we go, and some of the original beams are still in place with a piece of metalwork sitting on it. Isn't that fun? Right. Okay, another offshoot, and as we approach, you can see on the right hand side there, it's quite smooth. That's a footwall from a fault, so that tells us there's something ahead. And indeed, there we have a small workings, very small workings. You can see the vein going up there, and you can tell this just changes to dark shale there. And how the pattern in the shale is moving all around with different pressures acting on it. Amazing little place. And that's the way I've come in. So that's the way I should go back out. Right, Jerry's demanded that I come and look at this, so I'm looking at it. Oh yeah, it's another one. That's like the one back there I went to. Goes quite high. A lot of soot as well. On the sides of just dirt. Weird. Right, time for the slime tunnel. Okay, here's the ore hopper in the slime tunnel, and it goes up and up and up and up and up. Oh, up there. Very pretty though. And you can see there's a lot of detritus that's come out of it. And sitting next to this little floating tunnel. How cute. Right, I'm not following the tunnel because it doesn't go anywhere, but I'll show you this raise here. There's another one, and it's all bricked on one side. It's amazing effort that they went to for these places. Purely incredible places now. And there's the tunnel going on beyond, but it just goes to collapse down there, so not today. Right, here's a cart in the mine, but the difference between this cart and others is this is not original to the mine. This was actually brought in just for display in here. So it's quite nice to see that. Seems to be holding up quite well. Towards the rear of the mine, or the present rear, you've got a collapse here, which has been in the past dug out, but collapsed again, so it's not a nice place, but I'll show you up the top, see what it's like over there. Right, I've just climbed up the collapse there, and this is the top of the collapse. You can see how damaged the roof is up here, so I'm going to make way over and show you the other side. Okay, made our way across the collapse, but yeah, that was wider last time, but it's gone again, so no chances of getting through that on this trip. Oh well.